Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the Pyramid Pinnacle herself, Sandy Reevy.
Happy 2026, everybody.
It is episode 389, the week of January 5th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, we start off with Tuesday the 6th, Sun conjunct Venus.
Yes, P, baby.
Wednesday, January 7th, Venus conjunct Mars.
Give love a chance.
Friday the 9th, Sun conjunct Mars.
C.I.A. capability.
And Venus opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Overreaching.
And Saturday, January 10th, Sun opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Halfway point.
And Mars opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Strong stare.
Then we have on the horizon our Egypt retreat, our Egyptian Talisman opportunity for the VSP, and that's going to be a quick update for this week. So stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you.
Hello, Pyramid Pinnacle.
I am climbing inside and all around and below. Pyramid.
The ancient pyramids of Egypt.
The Osirian we're getting into, we have 4 special private visits, because this is the astrology retreat for astrologers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some deep astrological terminology and teachings or learnings from the very beginning.
Right.
4,000 years ago.
So excited for you to share some stories once you come back home. But okay, so let's move into this episode 389, week of January 5th. Happy New Year, everybody. 2026 is here. Let's make it great. So let's start off the month with, in the transits, we have Tuesday the 6th. This is Sun conjunct Venus.
Yep, VSP.
And so this is a very special occasion because you are a VSP practitioner, a Venus Star Point practitioner, and you are going to be making Talisman during this time. We'll talk about it more in Talisman times, but super cool. Tell us about this transit.
Well, every 4 years, which is a derivative of 8 years, every 4 years we have a reconnection to a particular area in the chart. There's only 5 areas in the chart because it's a 5-pointed star.
When we're discussing the Venus star point.
Every time the Sun and Venus come together, boom. Sun, Venus together, boom. Sun, Venus together, boom. That happens over a 5 conjunctions.
Mm-hmm.
And they rotate between retrograde, direct, retrograde, direct, retrograde, direct. So when you have 5 of them, that, like this one in Capricorn, we're getting at a direct. 4 years from now, we will have a retrograde. 4 years from then, we'll have a direct. So when we talk about an 8-year cycle, we talk about this Venus star point in Capricorn was exactly the same type, the direct movement 8 years ago and 8 years from now. So we look to see what was going on in your life, say 8 years ago during this time, and is someone returning? Is somebody coming back to make a mea culpa? I'm sorry, or I miss you, or you want to try again? Be aware. It's not wrong. They're not wrong. They're just reminded of a period that they feel like they could do better at. So we and it's actually happened to me. But pay attention to an 8-year span ago, right?
Right. Okay. And so with this VSP, and we'll discuss it in further detail, but this just has to do with Venus in Capricorn qualities. So Venus of what we value and love and femininity, and Capricorn all about, I guess, career and building and aspiring.
Yeah, committing to integrous determination. Capricorn, the ambition. Where's your will to really ground into something? It's a Earth cardinal sign, so it's about taking a step forward, even if it's hard.
Okay. So very cool, very exciting. We start this week off on that Tuesday the 6th with that VSP, and then we move into Wednesday, January 7th with Venus conjunct Mars.
Yep, because Venus and Mars are moving together in the sky. So this is like give love a chance, or maybe a lot of time. Which I was just saying, hey, there's maybe something coming back into your love relationship.
Right.
That occurred 4 years ago, 8 years ago, or any derivative of 12, 16, 24, right? And maybe you need to give it a chance and maybe give it some more time before you jump in to the waters of relationship. But go where your heart is, where you should have no fear and only courage. Because Mars is exalted in its own sign, and Venus comes and says, Mars, how should I play this? And Mars says, do this with courage and zeal and integrity.
All right, so let's move on to Friday, January 9th. We have 2 transits on this day. The first is Sun conjunct Mars.
Right, again, here we got the Cazimi. We get a Cazimi with Venus on Tuesday, and boom, one on Friday with Mars. And that is what I call C.I.A. capability. It's not aggressive, it's deliberate. It's not impulsive, it's strategic. So it's like action is applied with intelligence, right? So when I was writing that, I was like, this is Mars action applied with the sun in Capricorn, right? Having a bit of knowledge of how to get somewhere. And so then I was like, oh, intelligence, like CIA. And so then I went even off the beaten path and went like, okay, that's the Central Intelligence Agency. It's the Culinary Institute of America. It's the Certified Internal Auditor. It also stands for confidentiality, integrity, and authorability. So there's a lot of CIA capability here. So really do something very intelligent.
Right. There's even a C.I.A. astrology.
That is. There is.
So,
yeah. It's called Cosmic Intelligent Agency. So, yeah, thank you. Right. I missed that one, and I'm a member, so duh.
Okay, so yeah, we start off with it, Venus conjunct Mars, and now the Sun conjunct Mars. So this is about consulting and having that sense of intelligence. So let's move on to Friday, January 9th, the second transit, Venus opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Yeah, this is just overreaching. These are the two benefics looking at one another. Jupiter's super, super helpful here, exalted, but retrograde. But it's kind of like what my dad always said. Do you remember what Poppy used to always say? Overkill.
Oh, overkill.
It's like, so move on or watch from afar. In other words, don't stay in the reactionary situation of buying something for everybody or getting your credit card out and spreading your happiness and your, it's like, let's not overkill the messenger or overkill spending too much or drinking too much or eating too much.
Right. Moderation is key here.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Saturday, January 10th. We have another 2 transits. The first is Sun opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Yeah, and this means at the halfway point of Jupiter's retrograde cycle. And it's always, it's could be overexposure. It could be like, I can do anything I want in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you think you can go up to the climb the highest mountain, ski down the highest mountain, but you haven't had practice or
Right.
skill to do something. So uh, sit
Maybe a
tight,
little overinflated ego
sit
here.
tight and say, you know what? Let me think about what I can do, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's a one day. I mean, it's very strong on this day, but it says, hey, I'm at the halfway point. Usually the halfway point is one of the slower planets moving into the sign of the sun, the Kazemi
Mm-hmm.
part. But the only way we see the outers and the superior planets is when they make an opposition. But it always has to do with the sun. So halfway point of Jupiter retrograde, yay. I can't wait to be on the other side as it's coming out if it's retrograde, but which won't be
Mm-hmm.
until early March, which I'm going to be using that timing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. And then our final transit of this week is Saturday, January 10th, Mars opposing Jupiter retrograde.
Yeah, and this is a strong stare, and the reason why I called it that is because Mars is exalted in Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, although retrograde, but they're staring at one another, right? Mars comes into a
Mm-hmm.
position and bangs, right? It's like looking at your pool sticks, right? Your pool shot,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it looks like, oh, it's so far away, or it really needs to be studied a little bit longer. So you need to have a strong stare, like keep your eye on the ball, because these
Mm-hmm.
are two planets that hold amazing energy and they're opposing one another. So, make sure you know about the hold off, right? Like who's going to blink first or who's going to look away first, or, right, this is a strong,
Or
strong
like
stare,
a standoff.
a standoff. So uh, remember, you want to not sweat the small stuff. So if it's a big stuff, it's a big thing, you can continue your stare. But
Mm-hmm.
your opponent's pretty strong too. So it's like, what about a handshake?
Okay.
Or knuckle fist pump, or,
Right. To kind of
whatever.
slice the tension a bit.
Yeah. Peace sign.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
That's
So,
the day. That's the week.
all right. And don't forget that you can follow along with these transits personally. You can download the astrology guide, the natal chart, and book your reading all over at intentionbeads.com. The links are in the show notes. And let's move into talisman times, because this is what we're going to be talking about, is that Venus star point in Capricorn. This is going to be a talisman making opportunity for all of you listeners. Sandy is in Egypt. She's going to be creating these talismans tomorrow, if you're listening on the January 5th date, on Monday, as this podcast goes live. If this is something that you want, I highly encourage you to reserve your talisman right away. It's a beautiful pink charm and
5-pointed
a
flower.
5-petaled, flower. And the intention is to commit to building a life of lasting value, love, and integrity. So this is a really wonderful time to get our 2026 big intentions going of what we want to build. And if that is a life of lasting value, love, and integrity, join in, because we have a group of people coming in to claim their personal talismans.
Yeah, I'll be making. In fact, I'm running a VSP webinar. Well, I should say
Not a
workshop.
webinar, in person.
Workshop in person. The group does
Mhm.
not know this yet. This will be the part of the surprise where, my clay and all that, and we'll be holding a ceremony. So again, I'll be able to do that for anyone that is in other parts of the world, and I'll
Mhm.
when I come home, I will ship it to you.
Yep. So that link is in the show notes with all the information. And don't forget, you get to write your affirmation. We do have some examples for you. You can copy and paste a couple of those. Just make sure that you get your affirmation over to Sandy before January 6th so she has it ready to go. If you don't get it in time, don't worry. You still can get your talisman and the intention or your written affirmation on the intention card. So,
Yeah. And I just want to say one thing that the cost is $88 because it's an 8-year cycle. And the fact that I'm not going to be doing any accompanying webinar or personal chart work or a video sometime, every time we do this, every 9 months, it's a different offering. And so this one is very simple. You just, order it, tell me what your affirmation is. And I mail it to you the end of January when I get back, but that intention and affirmation is already set. And it's the first planetary aspects we're having for the new year, which happens January 6th. So it's very interesting that nothing happens the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then boom, on the 6th. So it is kind of the entry into what are you setting your intentions for this year?
Right. And even last week in episode 388, we had one singular transit that was December 30th. And so what I'm kind of noticing is there's so much space right now in this time that it is really nice astrologically to kind of have a silent night or a silent week, right? So it's peaceful and it's quiet. So don't forget, you can reserve your personal talisman charm. I'll have that link in the show notes and make sure to do it as soon as possible since we are almost out of time to get your talisman in. So let's move on to the horizon where we have a very special first announcement that we're sharing with you here. January 16th through the 19th, we will be in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Celebrate Your Life event. And you've heard us, if you've been listening to our podcast for a while, you've heard us talk about these events. They're these really wonderful, mainly women expos that have amazing speakers that are just so inspiring, and also vendors like us who want to connect and engage and teach you things like astrology and talisman making and talisman use. So we would love to have you there. You can, if you're local to Scottsdale, Arizona, you can always drive in. But also if you're from out of town, it's at a hotel, you stay there, you drop in and pop into all of the events that they have. And it's a really wonderful community. All of the attendees are so open-minded, open-hearted, and just ready to learn and be inspired.
Oh, and there's friends that show up, they meet, and then they continue coming to these events. Now, Celebrate Your Life, C.I.A, they have the same group that they had last year in January, or I should say, last year in January, which was Anita Moriani, Dr. Sue Morter, love her, Dr. Bruce Lipton, love him, quantum physics, and Greg Braden, quantum physics. So it's 4 speakers that will each take their 4-hour chunk of a morning or an afternoon, and then there are question and answer,
periods, so that you
periods where they're all up on stage. Yeah. So just really good, really inspiring, really good information to help kick you off, because with this Uranus going into Gemini permanently for the next 7 years, we do need to learn things on the mental plane. We do need to learn things that are higher up. We need new skills. We need new behaviors. And so I don't know if they're going to have another one in 2026, but this starts the year, that January 16th through the 19th. Come and play. It's a wonderful, jolting and life-changing experience. Truly.
Yeah, totally agree. All right. So let's see, what else do we have to share? Don't forget Egypt retreat, September 13th through the 29th. And in our house, we're going to unfortunately have to skip today since Sandy is ready to go on her next adventure here in Egypt. And yeah, we'll catch up with you all next week. Thank you everybody for listening in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Can't wait to share.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one, you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story.